Welcome to Wolves Weekly. I'm here today, Jeremiah Robbins, in this season recap edition of Wolves Weekly. Jeremiah, let me get a little quick spiel from you about the season and how kind of the progression along the year.
Great season by our kids. We opened up the season on the road very tough, and we've talked about it throughout the year. And you drop those 7 games, and you look at the end, and we're sitting at 34-15 overall record. So, the kids just did a phenomenal job of being able to bounce back from some very adverse conditions. And the mental psyche of a player when you drop your first 7 games, that's sometimes takes a while to bounce back from. And our kids did it very quickly, did a very good job, clinched another GNAC title, going 28-4 in league, set some numerous records in the league. It's a great job by our guys. I'm very proud of them. Obviously I'd like to continue playing, but all numbers, all that aside, it was a great year by some very, very good kids.
And speaking of records, you guys set numerous records this year, both from team and individuals. Start first with the team. You guys rattled off 23 straight wins in the GNAC this year. Previous record, also held by Western Oregon, was 13. Tell us a little bit about how you guys kept that one going and just what the accomplishment means, especially as a team.
Yeah, it's a great accomplishment, especially with numerous games being on the road and kind of how our league's set up, playing back-to-back doubleheaders for those kids to stay focused and keep that thing rolling. And obviously looking at the end, with the possibility to get to a regional, I felt they did what they had to do, and it was winning 23 straight games and just battling day in, day out against teams that love to beat them and are ready to compete against them. And they showed to be the better team throughout the season. And it's once again I tip my hat to our kids. We're very fortunate to have these kind of kids come into our program. They're committed from day one.
You also had a couple individuals put together some pretty impressive streaks. Grant Glover hitting in 30 straight games. The minute you inserted him as the leadoff hitter, you guys really took off on that one. And to hit safely in 30 games, I mean, that's quite an accomplishment.
It's very impressive, especially when the other teams definitely know that he has that streak going, and they're throwing some pretty darn good pitches at him to stop that streak. I know if I was a pitcher, I would like to be the one to stop that streak. So, guys competed very well against him. He battled at bats. He liked to get it done with that first at bat, and usually it was, but that is a very impressive record there, and it's still going to keep going. So it'll be impressive to see what he does with that next year, and as we open up our season back down in San Diego. So great kid, a fighter, and that's what we like.
Another one, Jake Pettit, 20 consecutive innings scoreless streak right now. 2 straight shutouts, had 2 innings without giving up a run down in Chico. Actually, he earned GNAC Pitcher of the Week this week as well. Tell us a little bit about how he kept it going and especially his performance here in conference.
Jake, and we've talked about him 3 or 4 times now on the show, and Jake just does whatever it needs to do to win baseball games. And he goes out day in, day out, prepares himself to be a champion, and is a champion. Whenever you have a kid with a 1.80 ERA in league, or overall, and a 1.00 in league, it's pretty impressive of what that kid's doing on the mound. Jake's been that guy for us. Last year he pitched a lot of our 7-inning games. This year being our 9-inning game guy, game 3, just a phenomenal job. Very impressed with his effort, especially the last 3-4 weeks. With the 4-0 shutouts, 2 consecutive times, and complete 9-inning games, and 19 strikeouts in those 2 games. So, great kid, did a great job.
He was always impressive to me when I watched him because his pitch counts were so manageable that he was able to go the 9 innings, always keeping those ones right around the 100 inning or the 100 pitch mark, which is impressive. Another guy, your center fielder, Daniel Dillard, helping the team set the school record for home runs in a year, as well as hitting 16 on the year, finishing within 1 of the conference record. Tell us a little bit about the power surge you got from him.
Yeah, the big thing that we saw from Dan, we look back to our game 1 against UC San Diego, and he hit a home run in that game, and then to look back to our final game is just how he matured as a hitter throughout the season. And I think 16 home runs for him is a low number. I think he can hit, much more home runs than that. When he learns how to control that bat, that kid will go very far in this game. Phenomenal worker, focused at all times, learning how to be a true power hitter as he's gone through the season. Very impressed with his efforts. He hit some clutch home runs for us at times. Hit some very big home runs for us. Just a class individual, and made our team much better throughout the season.
Well, 2 weeks ago, when you hosted your final home game, you had Senior Day, and everybody, the year always focuses on the seniors, the ones that are leaving, but I'd like to ask you a little bit about the ones that are coming back for next year. Along with Glover and Dillard, tell us a couple guys that you expect to be back for next year, and that the Wolves will be focused around next year.
Yeah, I'm excited about just kind of the makeup guys we got coming back. With how they approach the game and how they go out there and compete. Obviously, with having Glover back and Danny, that's going to be huge. But you look at an Aaron Hedrick coming off of an arm surgery that didn't bounce back as quickly as we hoped, and kind of battled that all year, but was phenomenal in the dugout helping our guys. He got some opportunities. I believe he hit over 300 with his opportunities. He is a very good baseball player. I look for him to do some very special things. We got some grinders that were on the bench. Corey Smith, a little second baseman we got from San Diego. He battled foot injuries all year. We're excited to see him healthy next year. Andrew Irvine battled injuries all year. He's another big bopper in our lineup that we have that I'm excited to see him get healthy. So we've got some pieces. We just got to form them up a little bit better, get them out there. The good thing with the turf infield is we'll be able to get them trained up. So we're excited about that.
Well, that's fantastic. And we'll all look forward to seeing the 2011 edition of the Western Oregon Baseball Wolves. I'm Danny Barnes. This is Jeremiah Robbins. Thank you all for joining us on this edition of Wolves Weekly.